I get a lot of questions from people in terms of what do I do if my friend is suicidal? What do I do if my sister is expressing suicidal ideation? What can I do to support this person? I think there's some really good tools online. The most important thing that I see is if you believe that someone's at an immediate risk to themselves or others, you contact emergency services first and foremost. They'll do an assessment over the phone as to whether they think that that person is at immediate risk, but if in doubt, just contact them because mental health triage or the CAT team can attend and do that assessment because they're used to seeing that every day. So it's best to just call and check in if you have concerns for immediate risk. But if someone's expressing feelings of hopelessness and feeling like they might be a bit suicidal, and they're starting to think about it, there's 3 really important things that we need to establish in terms of risk. So we need to establish, does the person have a plan? So have they thought about if they were going to commit suicide, how they would do it? That can be a really confronting thing to ask somebody, but it is really important to establish if that person has a plan, whether or not they've just thought, I don't really want to live anymore, but they haven't thought too much about how they would go about that, or whether they've thought, I have access to knives or medication or whatever it might be. The second thing we need to establish is means. So does the person have the means to carry it out? Do they have access to whatever tools or weapons they've talked about? Or have they said, I'm going to go to the tallest building and jump off? Okay, we know that's probably not easy or logical, so maybe we don't have an immediate risk and we need to address some of the underlying factors. And the last thing that needs to be established is intent. So does the person have the intent to carry out their plan? And if those 3 things are met, then we need to be seeking some professional support for that person through calling 000 and telling them you have a concern for the person's immediate risk. But getting some support if someone's just feeling suicidal, there's plenty of good tools online that you can look at. The Beyond Blue app is really helpful because creating a safety plan with that person is going to be really crucial for them to stay well. So a safety plan is basically the person identifying when they feel at risk, what can they do to support themselves to stay safe, to feel better and to stay safe. So they might identify that when they're feeling at risk, talking to a family member or a friend, calling the kids helpline, calling Lifeline, any of those, that helps them to feel well. They might identify that when they're feeling low and they're feeling a bit suicidal, going and engaging in physical activity is what helps boost their mood. So they'll identify what makes them feel bad, what makes them feel good, and how they can work towards recovery. And then through the app, you can actually share that safety plan with family and friends to kind of keep everybody in the loop in terms of what they can do to support you as well. So you can identify strategies that family and friends can help you with as well. And when you identify that you're feeling at risk, they'll be able to follow the safety plan and feel more in control. So if someone's feeling suicidal, definitely have a look at the Beyond Blue website. There's some really good things there. And if in doubt, definitely contact psych triage or emergency services to do that over the phone assessment.